A few weeks ago, the True Royal family had shared a story on a safe injection site planned for San Francisco. Well, this is my city that I was born and raised in, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And they also have plans for opioid safe injection sites in that city alone. And you're not even talking about the whole state. They had 1,200 deaths. And it's really bad on the streets, especially when you go to certain areas like Kensington, and that's where this picture is from. You see an addict that's passed out and a cop that is standing over this man. So in the city of Philadelphia, they had 1,217 deaths of drug overdoses, which is nearly 4 times the city homicide rate. Nearly 9 in 10 of those overdose involve opioids, pills, heroin, or fentanyl. Now, Kensington is exceptionally bad. You can see a lot of those junkies stumbling around out there. They're panhandling. The hypodermic needles are all over the place. It's really bad. Now, the city of Philadelphia is among a handful of cities, Seattle, New York, San Francisco, that want to open the country's first safe injection site. And what they are is people can go in there with their illicit drugs that they bought on the streets, and a medical professional will sit in the room as they inject drugs. And plus, they have access to clean needles. While they're in there, they also try to encourage them to do some detox or try to get some rehabilitation or treatment. So that's what the injection site is for. So it could be a nurse, some type of medical assistant that's in the room with them the whole time to make sure they're not overdosing. All right, so the city believes setting this up, they could save 76 lives per year. The safe injection site will have medical staff. Now, I would imagine a place like that would have to be open 24/7 because you're going to have people coming in there all during the day and night to do their drugs. But you know what? I don't see a lot of people going in there. And here's the reason why. Usually, when people that are strung out on drugs, when they buy their drugs, they do those drugs right away. They'll do those drugs sitting in their car. They just want to feel high. I doubt if many of them will buy drugs and then wait to get to a safe injection site. And it really depends on where it is in the city. Some people may not be near it at all. And I see people going in there, but I think it'll be minimal. Okay, so it's just talking about a few people um, in their drug experience. And some of them are saying, when they do drugs, they prefer to be alone. They don't want to be in front of anybody that's staring at them when they're getting high. 3/4 of opioid related overdose deaths in Philly last year occurred in personal residences. So these people were not even out in the open. They were behind closed doors when they had their drug overdose. According to Philadelphia Managing Director's office, the city is still looking for organizations to fund and operate the site and does not have a location. A spokesman said the city doesn't expect the site to open until next year. There are also legal questions to iron out. Safe injection sites are illegal under the federal law. The Department of Justice released a statement last year that said users and workers at the sites could be criminally charged and the properties subjected to forfeiture. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf hasn't backed the cues either. His support, drug policy experts, could deter the feds from taking a hardline approach. Rallying community support and overcoming local opposition will also take time and effort. The local author, journalist, and radio host Solomon Jones is an outspoken critic of safe injection sites and what he sees as the gentrification of addiction. As anyone who now has 22 years clean, what is now being called harm reduction is really, in my view, and the view of many addicts, enabling, Jones says. And that's what I say. How can you say you're not enabling them when you're encouraging them to come in and do their illegal drugs, just in front of somebody? Oh boy, they sure didn't have this during the crack epidemic. But his bigger objection to the difference in the way crack was treated, because it was seen as a black and brown issue, and the way heroin is being treated both here and nationally, because it is seen as a white issue. I think the response is steep in racism, he said. According to a Pew analysis of CDC data, white males have the highest rate of overdose deaths in Pennsylvania, with 45 to 54-year-olds hardest hit. Nationally, non-Hispanic white users accounted for nearly 80% of the opioid overdose deaths in 2016. Black users, who made up 12% of the US population. No, we don't. We don't. There we go with that stuff again. Y'all need to stop lying. I'm serious. Y'all need to stop lying about us being 12%. We know better. Accounted for 10%. So if we're now saying that running a legal drug house is fine for people shooting drugs, then we need to give people their houses back, their cars back, their money back, all the stuff that was confiscated from black and brown people during the so-called war on drugs here in Philadelphia, Jones said. We need to make the black and brown community whole, which is true. You had the crack houses and everybody got arrested and the house was confiscated by the city. So now they're allowing these injection sites, and yeah, attitudes are totally different. Okay, so what I will do, I will leave the link to this article in the description box. I have misgivings about this. I just think that, how do you get people off of drugs when you're saying to them, it's safe for you to come here and do your drugs all you want, and you can do it in front of a medical professional. The police aren't not going to come. You're not going to be in trouble. You won't get locked up. How is that not going to encourage people to want to stay on the drug? And like I said, there's no guarantee that drug users are even going to show up to a safe house in big numbers. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.